Hey ISV marketers, Adam Berezin here from msdynamicsworld.com. Thanks so much for joining me for another ISV marketing tip clip. Today I want to talk about a very strange yet powerful beast that is known as Twitter. I personally love Twitter. I think it works well for lots of companies and individuals, but is it a realistic marketing tool to be used by Microsoft Dynamics ISVs? I get asked all the time, every week, by many Dynamics ISVs whether or not I think they should have a presence on Twitter, and what I always tell them is that unless they're planning to be a news provider or take an authoritative point of view on something, there's really no point. Because sharing news on Twitter is different than news about your company. Sharing a customer win or a new version of your product that just came out or that's coming out, or even a new product of yours that you're planning to release, is not necessarily compelling news for your prospects on Twitter. You have to ask yourself that if all you're doing is promoting your company and your solutions and how great they are, how many followers are you realistically going to get? Probably not a lot. I like to stick to something that I call the 95-5 rule, which is basically 95% of the time you should be promoting educational, strategy-focused, informative content through Twitter. Whereas the other 5%, you can throw out some self-promotional tweets. You can tweet about a customer win or a new version of your product that's going to be released soon, or even a new product. You get the idea. And essentially that works well because you've earned the right to be a little self-promotional by constantly feeding your Twitter followers all this good educational content. But let's just say that you want to be a news provider in the traditional sense of the word news. That's what you want to do on Twitter. The next question you have to ask is, how will I deliver that news? It's really challenging to do that on Twitter, to share business ideas or opinions or techniques for improving your sort of dynamics life on Twitter, because you're limited to 140 characters or less. Twitter is more about conveying a lot of information within a very small space. So basically what that means is you need to provide links within your tweets to compelling content that you've created, whether it's in the form of webcasts, white papers, articles, educational blog posts. Those are all good things to promote on Twitter. Other things that you want to promote on Twitter are business insights that you have, maybe new techniques on how people can improve the use of their existing Dynamics platform, other insights or opinions that you have, even good gossip that you hear at a conference or an event. All good stuff to promote on Twitter. Some things that are not good to promote on Twitter, as we talked about, constantly talking about your product and solutions. Stick to the 95-5 rule. Don't talk about religion or politics. And don't constantly retweet other people's tweets. I see that so many times by Dynamics ISVs, and retweeting all the time doesn't make you a news provider. So that's my thought on Twitter. If you have any questions or comments, I can be reached at aberezin@msdynamicsworld.com. Thanks again for joining me, and remember, have a great marketing day.